whisper.
No, we don't. Not at all.
Because
We're going to
Mr.
be
is
talking
awake.
way louder than he'd be crying.
I don't think that's possible with newborns, but we're
We'll
live,
see.
just so you
We
know.
shall see. We'll see how
We shall
loud he
see, we
gets.
shall see.
Yep.
But hopefully he won't need anything serious and he won't be super fussy wussy today.
Oh, we'll see. I think he's. Oh, what?
Oh,
What?
now he's got something to say.
Yeah, he does. Because we're live. Say good
Of
afternoon.
course.
Say good afternoon, everybody. Say, I slept 4.5 hours. Most of them
Good
on Nini.
job, little JJ. 4.5 hours.
Yeah,
Nice.
most of them on top of me. Here. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. Take the nookie.
Aw. He sounds so precious.
Yeah, precious my ass. I'm worn out. This old lady has just. What room number am I assigned to? I haven't even been in my room, I don't think. Is it
I
6A?
think we had you at room 6
Yeah, but was it
or
6?
had you in room 6.
Yeah, but
He'll
was it.
know for sure. Hopefully his memory's better than ours
Yeah, I thought it was 6A for some reason. I could be wrong. What did you take that nookie out for? Huh?
because he could.
Do you want me to tape it to your face? There we go. Here, take a bubba. And say, no, I don't want a bubba either. I want a trouble. I troubled today. Now that I slept 4.5 hours. Oh, wow. Come here. Oh, don't make faces. Come here. Oh, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Nene gotcha. Oh, 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 it's so sad. Life is so tough. Oh,
Yes, it is absolutely so tough at 9 weeks old.
it's so bad.
Yep.
JJ's so big. And Nene has just about had it. I'm telling
Ah,
yeah. It's going to take me all weekend to recuperate. And next week's a 5-day work week. This was a short week. All right, all right. Come here, come here, come here, come here. What? What? What is the problem here?
I'll tell you what the problem is.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
Is that the problem? He's trying to.
Yep, he's a baby.
Yeah.
And babies get fussy just for the sheer stinking fun of it.
Yeah. He knew we were going live and decided, watch this. I'm going to wreak havoc on your show. What are you doing with the blankets? Huh? What are you doing with the blanket? Are you trying to eat the fringe? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh my God, help me. You know what? Nene's the boss here, in case you forgot. There you go. Now stop. Right now.
He
Thank
begs
you.
to differ.
No, EJ talks to him like that. He tells him stop right now, and he listens. So I'm gonna try it and see. He'll be like, "Yeah, f you." He goes, "You're not my dad. Stop right now." Yeah, that's right, boy. Said what I said. Oh, we had a big piggy in there. That's what we had. Say, that was our problem. We had a big burp. That was pretty big. Now, are you happy with yourself? Oh, now
Of
you're happy.
course.
Now we got a big yawn. Say, hi, everybody. Say, I like that I fucked up your week. And say, it's going to be that way for the next 3 years. It's going to be the
Ah,
trials and tribulations of Crazy B, Miss D, aka Nene, and baby JJ. Yeah, go ahead, throw up milk on me. That's okay. You're allowed.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
just
Uh-huh.
a little bit of spit up. It's not
Uh,
that much.
yeah, whatever. I'm telling you.
It could have been his entire the entire contents of his stomach.
No, I, this entire week, I have gone to bed, passed out, no dinner. Eric had to wake me up this morning at 7:30 to tell me I had to get up and get ready for work, and I just started to laugh. And I'm like,
Well, at least you're developing a sleep cycle now
uh,
too.
exactly. Now I can,
Instead of 3 days of no sleep, you're
yeah,
finally getting some
now I'm
sleep.
crashing. Yeah, I'm having.
Oh, Art says boss baby equivalent of hold my beer.
I'm telling you, physically, when you're disabled, and, they really were right, perhaps, from the nursing facility
Mhm.
to consider the wheelchair, to which I said no. And then I told them yes. And I did different things. And they were like, paraplegic women, deliver uh, babies and take care of them in the wheelchair. So I
Yes.
did, I did everything. All right, all right. I did everything that they requested and required in the wheelchair, but when I came home, I was just like, I just didn't do. All right, baby. Oh, what? Here we go,
Someone's
everybody.
tired again.
Uh huh. In less than a half hour. Do you hear Crazy Bee? She said you have to go back to bed. Okay, come here.
No, he's just
Say you want.
that's a tired fussy.
He wants in position, right? He needs to
Mhm.
be. Here we go. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. Here. Well, you got to move your hand. Move your hand. There we go. And the eyes are closing. So they said, you know, transporting them would be easier and all of that. So right now, we're in the big living room, the new portion of the house, and I
Mhm.
have everything set up around the couch. And the couch is on an angle with a big, I almost said hammock, but that's not the right word, hassock, that fits on the, everywhere on it. So, like two people could sit side by side.
Yeah.
And I moved it out of the way. So I have the uh, bassinet that goes low. And if you wanted to, you could unzip it and it would fit right up against the couch. And then I have the, what's that thing called? The car seat right there. And then this
Uh-huh.
morning, wait till Eric comes home because he's going to have a shit fit. I took a tray table that we had for up at camp and I pulled it over thinking, oh, while I'm in here, I'll make that my workstation. So I put a Coke on there and the telephone, the tablet. My tablet I have to keep for notes that when you give me instructions on things I have to do, and a pen. Well, somehow everything landed on the floor.
Yeah.
Uh huh. And everything on the floor is soaking wet. I did manage to take
Mhm.
a bath towel and throw it there, but it is by no means cleaned up. So he's going to be mad when he gets home. But what can you do? I have a baby in my hand, and he just, it's way, it's way more than I'm telling you. This morning I called you. I was crying.
Yeah.
I was crying, and I said, "That's it. I'm done. I'm not doing the podcast anymore." Because I just felt like I can't be effective. And you said you're full of shit, and get
Yes,
my,
I did.
yes, you did, and you told me I had to get my ass to work, basically. So,
Oh, I mean, all okay, while you've got the baby, the only thing you really need to worry about is putting your 2 cents in.
Emma, I could do research on the weekends, right?
Yes,
So,
it's not a big deal.
right.
Like I said, and
I
this is supposed to be for fun. You know, we could literally do a day not talking about politics or anything in particular, just come in here and bullshit around,
this is
and I bet people would enjoy it.
this is true. Just our everyday antics that we do would probably
Mhm.
suffice, you know?
Yep.
But it's just, I feel like I am ruining what we've had. Because
No.
I know, but we've gone through this. Uh, I just, it just, a cog has been thrown in the wheel, and I guess the just different. It's a physically uh, difficult to maneuver around, and I'm seriously considering bringing the wheelchair in. Although I don't know how much help that will really be, to be
I
honest
am
with you.
not sure.
Yeah, I don't really think it is. I'm not, you know. And once I get into the other living room, that which is now the office, I just need the recliner in there, and really the old end table. I'm going to convert that into like a changing station. So
Okay.
I'll have the desk, for the office to do, the work that we want to do, and
Mhm.
it's set up with the new microphone and everything. So I think that'll be conducive to better quality sound and all of that. So
Yeah, and it takes time too. And again, look how long it took me starting back last year with gaming in February to get the
mhm,
equipment together, the right computer programmings together, the
right,
right studios, the right microphone setup,
right,
right headphone setup. I mean, there is a lot of work into this. It's not
exactly,
just a fast thing.
right,
Art says when you have major changes to your life, there's always a period of adjustment. Don't give in to your whoops initial frustrations. Take a deep breath and keep going.
okay.
Thank you, Art.
Thank you,
I'm
Art.
applauding.
I'll tr- I'll try to take a deep breath right now. Then can I run?
That's your choice. You
Yeah,
can do
I
this in
know.
whatever order you please. Just
I
don't
know.
quit.
It's
I mean,
just
if you do need some time off, that's perfectly
I
acceptable.
know. It just is like I said, physically, I think the physical part is the one that is the one that has been significant, in hurting. I hurt, the pain and stuff that I suffered, and now it's worse. So, um, I don't know what, if anything, can be done on that. That's where alcohol, I guess, is going to come in. So
Oh,
Friday through Sunday, if I come on questions that need answers, I'm not saying that I'm going to be sober. So how's that?
you're free to do what you want. I have to stay sober for the sake of my liver,
Uh huh.
so we're
Oh, I
just gonna
don't
leave
care
it
at this
be.
point. You know what I mean? I don't care. We're down for whatever. But then you turn around and you look at how damn beautiful this thing is, and you're like, damn, you fucked up my life, but how do you love somebody already so much?
Very easily, because God gives us the ability to love a
Hmm.
baby despite how frustrated it can be, at least for sane people. Then
Right,
you get, the narcissists and those people who really should not have kids, but do have kids somehow,
right.
and we survive, but love is like instant with most kids. Who's coming through the door? Where'd you go? Oh, okay. I heard my front door open. Sorry.
You're good.
But thank you for announcing yourself. Otherwise, I would have been screaming something about freeze. I have a gun. And who the hell are you? Oh, no.
It's nice that you
I,
it's nice that you asked that, crazy bee. I
I
don't know
know.
what.
I like to give people a chance to identify themselves
Hmm.
before I go crazy. Is that what is that? Oh, you caught a Pokemon. You were outside playing Pokemon Go? Good job. I'm proud of you. I'm really wait, by yourself? I am very proud of you. I get it you didn't go too far, but I'm proud of you. That's a major step up. Good job. She
That
went
was
outside for about 20 minutes playing Pokemon Go by herself.
wow.
I can't tell you
That
the last time she went somewhere by herself outside.
right. That's a major win.
That is a huge accomplishment given her anxiety that she's had and stuff. Oh my
Right.
wow.
Right.
I am so proud of her. That was so rude. My son just stood here and burped at us.
I heard him. He needs
Oh
to
my
say
god.
excuse me.
He ran upstairs and he knows I can't chase him because I'll die on those stairs.
Yeah.
They're death steps. They're very steep, very deep, and very narrow. Oh, and there's no safety rails on them.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's almost like, the landlord wants us to die.
That's how he gets in new tenants, right? That he can raise
Yeah.
the rate on. Yep.
Yeah, it's also how lawsuits happen.
Right. If
Oh,
you survive. Now this he just downed 4 ounces.
oh, good for him.
Yeah, that's a major milestone. I changed up the formula on him.
I bet he enjoys that.
I think it helps. I think his belly's been better. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to have to get. Oh, geez. This.
Mother!
All right.
Okay, I can understand the 9-week old interrupting us, but the 21-year-old? Really?
Okay, but the 9-week old is going to be a dictator one day, so
Oh, you think little JJ is going to be a dictator?
think let the dictator no.
No.
But yes, dictator 101 interrupt people at 9 weeks old. Because it means you're dictating the conversation.
I love what Art put. Let me pull this back up. It says, I have the Jerry McCulloch alarm system. You hear a loud beep, and 7 seconds later, all targets are down.
I like that.
I have the Sky CPX2 and 9mm full metal jacket alarm system.
All right.
And the 410 with hollow points. And yeah, I also have hollow points for the 9mm. So yeah, I think we're well protected. I,
Right.
I, I want to get a few more to add to my collection, but the kids seem to think I don't need it. So if y'all want to donate to the home protection fund, I would greatly appreciate it.
I'm going to have to go make another bottle. I'll take you with me, but you're going to hear him scream probably.
Oh, you can just you can do that. We love being part of everyday life.
Here, 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 take your knuckle. No? All right, I'll be right back. And then,
Alrighty.
no, I'm taking you guys with me. And then
I
we'll.
know you're telling him. I'm speaking for him.
Oh, you're speaking for him. Oh,
If you can get him to stay in the bassinet or wherever you have set him. Oh, I hear him. He is
you
not
hear him
having
now?
it. Yep, I hear him. He's like, "How dare you leave me behind?
Yep.
You should be carrying me." like those women that have the baby with the sheet thing tied around them.
You know what? I looked at buying them, right? And every single one I looked at had bad reviews. And I'm like, well, I guess I would need to go to correct fitted type. And I don't
You
have the money to go to India.
No, you just get one of those toddler size bed sheets, a flat one,
Yeah,
and you tie it at
right.
an angle. You make it into like you fold it in half and then tie it around you at like a crossbody purse, and then you just drop them in
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
Saves you a lot of money. Just get a take an old flat sheet you have in the house, cut it
Except,
down to size.
except on days when, like, I'm stuck in the recliner, and when I get up, I can't stand up completely straight.
Uh huh.
That wouldn't be good.
Well, I mean, he'd just be in a hammock swinging in the air because it's still attached to you. I don't think he would complain one bit.
I agree.
And it still
JJ, don't
snugs
you
him.
dare fall.
He can't roll over yet.
Not yet, but yeah.
However, I have known newborn babies to roll over on the table on the doctors.
Wow.
Yeah, newborn babies flip themselves over onto their stomach and push up on their arms. There have
Right.
been newborn babies that do that.
So this, in case anybody is interested or out in the audience, because I have recommended highly Alimentum, it saved my child. And if it wouldn't have, it would have been a miserable life for him. However, another major brand bought them out, and I think there's a change in the formulary. Okay, so well, I'll guarantee it because it didn't do what I thought it was going to do for Jacob. I mean, for JJ. So I just, for the hell of it, she said that she had gone through all of the products, and I ended up buying Walmart's, and formula is extremely expensive now. I bought Parent's Choice Sensitivity Infant Formula Milk Based Powder with Iron. Now, one thing I'll tell you is I think they get a too much iron every day, but anyway, it's
Hmm.
for fussiness and gas with a sensitive to lactose. And you and I talked, and the next step is what? What did you?
Adding rice. Add a little bit of
Well, we're going to
rice.
do
Or
that.
goat. Or
Yeah,
the goat milk based
that.
formulas.
Yep, that's what I think is going to be next because she doesn't want to do the rice for another month.
He could be lactose intolerant.
Right.
I
So,
was, and
yep.
it's a nightmare. So, yeah, goat's milk.
Yeah, so I'm leaning towards that, and they do make a product that is goat's milk. We do have goats, but they're not ready to be milked, or she isn't, should I say?
Well, no, she would have to actually produce young before she can be milked.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a good idea since she's with her brother. Uh,
Yeah, no.
yeah, so
He's probably already been adjusted. So,
I get you.
there is no breeding. Yeah, I got to be careful how I word it on here.
I,
But
I
if
thought
you don't
that
know how
was
that process goes, I can talk you through the process of doing that.
I thought that that was rather a nice way of saying that, Crazy Bee, that he was adjusted.
Well, I'm just going to point out the way they adjust them is not
Right.
the
I thought you.
the greatest way, but I can talk everyone through it if you really need to know.
Huh. Isn't that interesting? What do you think, baby JJ? Huh? Do you need an adjustment? Huh?
No,
Do
not the way
you
you
need
would a
an
goat. That would
adjustment?
be
What are you doing
rotten
pulling
to
down the
do.
cover on the couch?
Oh,
Huh? The cats will be clawing at it. Huh? Do you see the trees out there? Huh? Oh my God. I've become a clock watcher. Help me.
I know.
Somebody tell me, please, when it's 5 o'clock so your dad gets here. And you can go home. I don't want to see you all weekend. No, I don't. Say
Oh,
hello.
you'll start missing him. The more you're around him, the more you're gonna want him
Oh, that's how
around.
I am. Say, I'm not going to camp when you go to camp, so I don't go to see you. Yes? No, maybe so. What are you looking at, huh? What? You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. Okay, that's it. Come on, have a bubba. All right. What's up? What else is, oh, how'd you throw the nook in my hair? How'd you do that, huh? What do you got? Oh, here we go.
Oh, he needs
Yeah, oh,
cuddles.
so cute. Yeah, crazy bee. See, she thinks that's so cute. Move your hands.
He's like, the heck if I move my hands. What do you think you're asking about?
What else you got going on, crazy bee? What's
Oh,
on
just
the
hanging
agenda
in
for the
there.
weekend? You're helping me, huh?
Yes, I am.
Yep. All right. Sit down then. I didn't sit. Then sit up. Make yourself happy. Do you want to go in your car seat?
No. Why would he
What
want
do
to
you
do
want to
that?
do? Oh, here we go. Oh, Lord help me.
Oh, baby.
JJ, stop right now. This is ridiculous. Now that's enough. Thank you.
Which JJ are you referring? Well, I mean, if you want to go over to Dee's house and lay across her lap and she shoves a bottle in your mouth, then sure.
Uh huh.
Oh, the baby.
Yep. Uh huh. That's what
uh,
Leslie said today. She's like, I can't believe you held him that whole time. I'm like, well, every time I moved him, he was either screaming or having a shit fit. And I'm like, I
yup.
wanted him to sleep for a change. Because he's in a totally different environment and the ceiling fan looks different here. Oh, tell me you're going to poop your pants now. You can't wait till your dad gets home, can you? Oh,
Nope.
are we going to share this with the audience?
That's what it
Really?
sounds like.
Oh my God, help me, please.
We're trying, but
Right,
we're
you
nowhere
know, like at
nearby.
the end of the day, seriously, J JJ, what did you do? Huh?
He's like, well, I had to go. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Oh, he's going. Oh,
Oh,
this is
let's
going to
hope it
be.
doesn't go up the back of his
Oh, yes, it
head
is.
and
Just like yesterday, it went all the way up his back. It was everywhere, under his balls, everywhere. You know
yep.
what? This is disgusting. Why can't you use the cat box? Huh? Can't you?
Actually, that would not be a good thing to teach him. There are people who let their kids pretend they're cats and
You
put
know
litter
what? There
boxes
was
out
a
for them.
story about this is an honest to God's truth story that was covered by one of the other content creators, and I looked the article up. Of course, it was out west somewhere, I want to say in Washington State, but don't hold me to that, where there was a school that let it was like kindergarten or
Yes.
first grade. Do you remember that story? Where they let
Yes, they
her.
actually put litter boxes in the school restrooms.
Yes, yeah. And they let her act like a cat. Yeah. Now, if that is not whack, I don't know what is. Oh, are we sharing that you know this will be recorded in infamy? If you run for
Oh,
president in the United States, they're
this
going to
will
have
be
a video of
available.
you trying to take a power shit on the video. You do realize
Oh, JJ says I was referring to D asking, "What do you think, JJ?"
that. What are you doing, huh? Are you done? Are you done grunting and moaning and groaning? I don't even want to see this.
Oh, I'd give it a few more minutes because you know how it is with those newborns. They'll go, and then you think they're done, and like 10 minutes later, there's another full diaper.
Yeah, that is disgusting. I can smell you from here.
Thank God we can't smell them.
You're right, because it's bad. I think somebody from the chat needs to come over and help me. After I am handicapped, legit handicapped, so I think somebody should have to help. Oh my lord. What are we gonna do with you, huh? Oh,
Smile.
now he's gonna spit up. That's my story of my life today. Oh, you can't make this shit up, Crazy B. I'm telling you. What else is gonna happen today, huh? Let's.
Um, we shall find out as the day goes on, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should. What else you got going on? You're gonna help me this weekend, and that should be hopefully go well.
Yep.
You're kidding. You're not kidding, Crazy B.
Always hold on about 20 minutes before changing that diaper.
Oh no, it's probably bad right now with what he's doing. His face is totally freaking red. Are you done? Huh? Are you finished?
Oh no, he's probably not.
Huh? Huh? And now you're gonna burp. Thank you. Yeah, I'd cough too with that smell. All right, let's see if we can get you cleaned up. So, Crazy B, you're gonna help me. We're gonna try to. I don't know. Maybe we'll even have time to do. Try to learn a little bit about the studio. Uh,
Mhm.
we got a lot on our agenda though,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh, I almost forgot.
About.
By golly, we
Oh,
have
you.
a PowerPoint to show.
Oh, that's right. And you know what happened? I had yesterday the microphone that had the cord attached for the headphones was here in the living
Mhm.
room, and they're gone. What do you think happened?
Really?
Yeah, what do you think happened to them?
A cat, a dog, or a kid?
It would be probably one of the cats. I have yet to find them. So
I can believe it.
now I'm mad. Oh, and by the way, so somehow yesterday I walked out of one of my brand new slippers that I bought because you were on me about wearing them at home. So I started wearing them, and I get to the bedroom and the slipper's off my foot. I'm like, seriously? I asked
Uh-huh.
him if he would find it. He said he would. Of course, he didn't. When I came in, here it was in the living room. And so when we had the Coca Cola accident, the slipper is now wet as well. So,
Sounds like fun.
yep. Uh, JJ, seriously? Really? Yeah. Oh, I don't even want. Could I just send you home like this? Huh? Could I just send you?
I don't think it's nice to leave him in it like that for that
No.
long.
No, they said no, I wasn't allowed to. They said I had to change your diaper. Are you a
Yeah,
good
just a
boy?
little.
Are you a good boy, Mr. Brown Eyes? Huh? Yes, you are. That's my baby. All right. We got wipes. Check. We got a new diaper. Check. And let's see, we're afraid to undo the other diaper. Ugh, Lord help me, please. Maybe I need to get those masks that they used during COVID. What do you think?
That might be helpful.
Yeah, no. Therefore, I have a word for that, but we won't say it on air because we might get in trouble.
Oh yeah, we definitely would get in trouble if I did that or you did that or
Oh,
anything along
JJ,
those lines.
seriously?
He hit win again.
Oh my God, this is ugh up his back. Ugh.
Who
It,
thought we were going to hear a diaper change
yes,
today?
it's black from the iron.
Tari.
Ugh.
Yup. Too much
Ugh.
iron. His body ain't handling it
Yes,
well. Time to
that's
switch it
probably
up.
part of the issue. Oh, it's all over his JJ. What is going on here? Oh my God, it's jammed and rammed right up under his balls. This is his testicles, I should say, for those who
Yeah,
want. Yes, it's ugh.
it's everywhere.
Every,
It's everywhere.
you gotta laugh. You can't make this up. Oh my
Yep.
God, this is disgusting. JJ, what did you do? Huh?
He's like, well, what was I? What else was I supposed to
Yeah,
do?
next thing you know, he's gonna pee on me. That'll be next.
Oh, that
Yes.
that always happens at least once
Uh
with a
huh.
baby boy.
That'll be nice.
Always happens at least once.
Yep. You gotta get cleaned up. I know they're cold. He doesn't have a warmer.
Ah, babies have survived with cold wet wipes for years
Uh huh.
and decades and generations.
Ugh.
We've all
That
survived
stuck
it.
to you. How the hell did it stick to you?
Hey,
Oh,
you know what, Deep? Be glad we don't live in the 1800s
oh, I
and you're using a
know.
fabric diaper.
You know what? Not only that, but for women in their menstrual cycle, how the hell what they use?
The very, it's interesting because there's these products. They're actually reusable menstrual pads that are made with bamboo and charcoal, so
Yeah.
it helps with the odor, and you just rinse them out, wash them by hand, really good, hang them up to dry, and use them over and over.
Wow.
They did something very similar back in the day, and again, it's not a bad thing if there's women in your life because of the chemicals that are in the menstrual products, like
Yeah.
the tampons and pads.
Right.
There is so much lead and other things in there. You might want to consider, if you're a woman listening to this or whatever and you still need them, you might want to consider doing some switching from those products.
Well, I don't know.
Oh
I
God,
would take the lead
JJ.
over some of those products, like the underwear that you can wear all day, and then go and wash them out. It just that doesn't cut it for me. Sorry.
JJ says, "Nope, not I. I am big JJ and I am twice as bad as little JJ."
Uh-oh, that means Big JJ diapers. He is. He's wearing diapers. Oh yes, he is. Would
Yeah,
you
be
like?
glad you're not changing adult diapers. Oh man, those are really bad too.
I'll
You think
never.
babies are bad? Adults are bad as well.
Well, when Eric's, the grandpap that had to have the circumcision at 93, right?
Yep.
So they were upstairs. They were taking care of him, and everybody was. Eric's parents went out for the weekend or something, and everybody was there to take turns taking care of him. Well, he
Hmm.
had a bowel movement, and Eric's sister and her husband were up. Well, they couldn't get him situated, and his legs were so bent into position, that they were they ended up just like a baby picking him up and trying to get him
Oh.
cleaned. I mean, we were laughing. It's not funny, but it's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when
Because,
contractures start
yeah,
setting in and the
yeah,
legs lock into place or the
correct.
arms lock into place. Yep.
And, but, to be trapped up there with all that mess and everything. And we were laughing. It was funny as all hell. Say, wasn't it? It was funny. Okay, now we zip up. Yes, we do. Remember, we zip up. We go zzz, goes the zipper. Zzz, say zzz, goes the zipper. There you go. Say it. Zzz. Zzz goes the zipper. And now we got a snap. You cannot eat the snap. No, you can't eat the snap.
He's like, want to bet?
Yeah. I don't know why. That's the other thing. I'm having a hell of a time with these damn snaps.
Well,
Now,
because they're small.
I know. I used to not have a problem.
I saw some baby clothes from like the 30s and 40s,
Yeah.
and those little buttons. I mean, I don't know how the hell
They
they
did
managed
it.
those
Yeah.
buttons. Like, damn, they were like micro buttons. And
Right.
I'm like, and I was asking the patient, how do you do that? And she's like, you just did because that was what was available. There were no snaps or zippers back then, it was just
Right.
buttons.
Well, oh,
So,
the
historical lesson.
yeah, and they also used to use a lot of like ribbons, right?
Yep,
And
to
they
tie
would
it.
to tie it. Yeah, it was some of this history stuff on how clothing was used, especially for women, um,
Hmm.
is very fascinating. How many layers that they wore. Um, they even did things like they didn't have pockets, so they had like a whole waistband thing where they even carried around mending, kits,
Kits.
like
Yep.
scissors. Uh,
Yep. They carried the little
yeah,
sewing kits
right,
because if their dress tore, they're not going to
yeah,
go find a dressmaker and pay her an arm and a leg for it.
correct. Or somebody else's, so they had thread, scissors, a mirror, maybe a little bit of makeup, some money, uh, and uh, for guys, they got away with a little bit, I guess, less at the time period. They wore, the men in the country obviously wore, longer pants, but in the city,
Just the
they wore,
slacks.
yeah, in the city they wore, the down to the knees, and it's very fascinating how fashion evolved back in the day. That would be a good series for questions that need answers, Crazy Bee.
Hmm.
Just for you to
That
show,
would.
yeah, just for you to show how one
Clothing has changed.
products evolved, right? From
Yep.
giving women opium so that they would calm down, and
Well, those corsets were so damn tight
oh
back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah, yes they were. I mean, they had women with 17, 18 inch waists back then. Uh
That was unhealthy.
huh, big time. Oh no, we got the hiccups. Where'd they come from?
Oh,
We got the hiccups.
oh, that's so cute.
Say we got the hiccups. Oh please, somebody come home. I just can't do it anymore. I'm hitting the wall.
Oh, you
Misty,
got about an hour before
I'm
anyone gets
sick.
there.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, Misty is hitting the wall. And the baby's still awake, huh?
Yep.
And
But that's to be expected.
because of his complexion, guess what? People are deciding that he looks Mexican. And they want
Hmm.
Leslie to take a DNA test to see if she's the real mother or who the father is. Yes, they'd be teasing you. Huh? Oh, yeah, don't side eye me, boy. I'm just telling you the word on the street is that you're Mexican. What can I say?
Well, maybe way back when on her side there is some Mexican blood.
No, it would have come from us because EJ's as dark as he is, and well,
Well, my family's mostly Mediterranean and
right,
Slavic, so I get that dark complexion too. And
right,
well, you take the gypsy coming out of India. Yeah.
right. So we got JT with the very fair white skin, like I am. You can't, like I told you yesterday, you can't get any whiter than me, I don't think. So figure that with white hair. Oh my God, that would be a sight to see. and Jacob got that, the real fairness, and then JJ got the real dark everything, dark skin, dark eyes, dark hair. Huh? Got that olive colored skin, don't you? Who's your daddy? Huh? Who's your mother? We know who the mother is. Who's your daddy? Huh? Yeah. Oh, Lord help me. What? Where do you want to go? Huh? What do you want? Huh? Talk to the people. Tell them that Donald Trump is the best president since buttered bread. Go ahead.
Well, we'll see about that. Time will tell.
Time will tell. Say he's one of the better presidents. Yes? No. You're not making a judgment. Say I'm too young yet. All right, sit down. Sit. Oh, jeez, Lord help me. Here, shove a bottle in him. Here we go. There you go. Now go to sleep. Shut up and go to sleep. How's that? Is that being a good grandmother? Say, hell yeah, it is. Nene loves the baby. You know what's funny is I know exactly what he wants. Come on. Come here. Come here. All right, all right. Oh, it's so bad. Yeah, it's so bad. All right. We're right here. I right here. I right here. Oh. You got
Oh.
your mouth. Get your finger out. Oh. All right, it's okay.
I think he's ready for a nap again.
Yeah, he is. Get your finger out of your mouth. It's okay. Come on. All right. It's all right. Boy, it's okay. You're okay. Nene got you. Nene got you. Yes, I do. Nene doesn't do a show today, but Nene got you. And Crazy P will be in charge. And yeah, Crazy P's in charge today.
So Crazy B, while you're getting that together, is going to pull up our what is political corruption slides.
Oh, yes. And why did we decide to do that?
I don't know. You sent it to me last night and asked me to do it, so I did.
Yes. After after we did the after we did all of the dems that we did, and we have more dems, and I'll stop, and we have all of the Republicans to do, right?
Yep.
It it just doesn't make any sense on us not addressing what corruption in that is. See, now that's crying right there.
Yeah, it could be worse.
All right, all right, all right.
He's like, I am not comfortable. You must move me until I'm comfortable.
Oh, he's where he wants to be. He's fighting. He wants to sleep. And he's fighting.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Aww.
Why don't you mute me, Crazy Bee, while you go over the slide?
Okay.
And then when you're done with that, then unmute me and maybe he'll be asleep.
All right. We'll find out in a few minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, MommaMak. Dee just got muted because the baby's crying up a storm. It's perfectly fine. Um, all right. let's talk about what is considered political corruption. Bribery, offering or accepting something of value to influence a decision. Lobbying, using influence to persuade officials and for personal gain, often involving large sums of money. Extortion, demanding something through coercion or threats. We see that a lot in Congress, don't we? We really do. Cronyism or nepotism, favoring friends or relatives in appointments and contracts. Wow, we see that a lot too. Patronage, providing jobs or benefits in exchange for political support. Well, influence peddling, using one's position to gain favors or benefits of others. Yep. Graft, using one's position to gain an unfair advantage, especially through dishonest means. Wow, that is every single one. Embezzlement, misappropriation of funds or assets entrusted to one's care. Um, yeah, I think we see a lot of that too. I'm pretty sure we do. Impact of corruption. It undermines democracy. It erodes public trust and accountability. Yup. Harms the economy. Distorts markets, discourages investment, and hinders development. Facilitates criminal activity. It can be linked to drug trafficking, money laundering, or human trafficking. I really wonder if there are some ties between the politicians and the actual corruption. I really hope we find it one day. And it increases inequality, benefits the corrupt elite at the expense of the general population. Yep. Next slide. Examples of corruption. Richard Nixon resigns to Watergate scandal. Edwin Edwards, former Louisiana governor, convicted of corruption charges. Kwame Kilpatrick, former Detroit mayor, convicted of racketeering and other charges. And Trump went and pardoned him. And I believe Nixon got pardoned too. Um, by what's his face that took over. And then Ray Nagin, or however it's pronounced, is a former New Orleans mayor convicted of corruption charges. So that's the basic quick summary. I still see a lot of corruption in politics, and I think these are things that we should consider quite frequently. Let me unmute D and see if the baby's done. Oh, I need her to unmute it. Damn it. Hold on. Oh,
Hello.
oh, is he settled?
Not particularly, but I did that with my big toe. He's been burritoed, so hopefully
Ah.
he's going to be settled here in a minute. All right, shush, 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 shush.
Do you want me to go ahead and just jump into the video?
Yeah, go ahead. You did. You wait. You did the entire slide.
Well, there's only 4
Wow.
and read it. I read it quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
So,
ahead. Do the video.
alrighty. Here's the 18-minute mash together that I don't know for sure if there's audio or not because Dee told me not to mess with it. So let's find out.
Oh, blame me.
You told me not to check it.
I did tell you that because I didn't want you being obsessed with it. So that is true.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Let's hit play.
Lady from California rise. Without objection, the gentlelady is recognized.
No, we have not forgotten. We thought you had. But finally, after the filing of many complaints against Speaker Newt Gingrich, and 14 months later, the House Ethics Committee found the Speaker guilty on 1, 2, 3 counts of violating House rules by misusing official resources, and the committee appointed a special outside counsel to investigate another serious charge about the Speaker's political go-pack operation. Well, it's about time. Believe me, the American public does not appreciate double standards. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. No one should be so big, so important, so powerful they can violate the rules of this House and the
She's one to talk after she had a couple of ethics investigations, but we shall continue.
laws of this country without suffering the consequences. Newt may be Speaker, however, he too must account for any and all wrongdoing. It's about
I want to add to this. Did anybody bother really looking into Nancy Pelosi that deep and getting her in trouble? I mean, Newt Gingrich was not the greatest politician, but Nancy Pelosi literally made him look like an amateur. So I wonder if they've bothered looking into her and holding her accountable. I'm just curious.
time. Let's get on with the business of finding out who Newt Gingrich really is.
The time of the gentlelady had...
Joining us now is Congresswoman Maxine Waters of California, former chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. She was at that event on Saturday when President Obama told the caucus to, quote, stop complaining and to put your marching shoes on. Good to have you with us. First of all, what was your reaction to that when he said stop complaining, stop grumbling, stop crying?
Well, I'm not sure exactly who the president was talking to. As you know, the Congressional Black Caucus has been out in 5 cities where we held town hall meetings and jobs fairs addressing this 16.7 unemployment that's real, that translates in some areas to 30, 40% unemployment, and with black youth, 50% unemployment. So I'm not sure who the president was addressing. I found that language a bit curious because the president spoke to the Hispanic caucus, and certainly they're pushing him on immigration. And despite the fact that he's appointed Sotomayor to the Supreme Court, he has an office for excellence in Hispanic education right in the White House. They're still pushing him. He certainly didn't tell them to stop complaining, and he would never say that to the gay and lesbian community who really pushed.
Okay, so Obama was mean to colored people, black people in particular. That seems a little weird. Maxine Waters just can't be happy no matter who's in charge. Let's keep going because we got 18 minutes and I'm trying to not break this up too much, but I'm supposed to. So, we don't get in trouble. So I'm trying. The chipmunk sounds better than the Mad Thrasher Max. Also, Lil JJ upset. Yeah. Also making Little JJ upset. Oh, so it's Maxine Waters' voice. That's the problem. Got it.
Him on Don't Ask, Don't Tell, or even in a speech to AIPAC, he would never say to the Jewish community, stop complaining about Israel. So I don't know who he was talking to because we're certainly not complaining.
Okay.
We're working. We support him.
We're certainly not complaining. Oh my God, that's all I've heard for the last, since she's been in Congress since the 90s. All she does is complain. All she does. Anyways, let's continue.
And we're protecting that base because we want people to be enthusiastic about him when that election rolls around.
In terms of enthusiasm, it sounds like, if I'm reading between the lines here, Congresswoman, that you think maybe he may not have chosen the best language to get people enthusiastic. But I want to take you back to one of those moments that you had last month. You were speaking in Detroit, and you said to the folks there, I'm looking for your permission to, quote, unleash, to have a conversation with the president. It would sound like that you feel maybe he hasn't heard what's gone on with some of those events that you held. So what is that conversation you want to have, and have you had it?
Well, as you know, if you listen to that particular part of the town hall meeting, there were a lot of complaints, a lot of shouting from the audience about what they wanted us to do.
She just said they don't complain, but now she says there was a lot of complaints. Literally. A few seconds apart. I don't know who he was talking to. We don't complain. And then she says there was a lot of complaints and shouting. Like, really? Really? Did she just not realize how she contradicted herself? One sentence to the next. Why should we trust her when she can't keep her story straight?
What they wanted the president to do. And basically I said, Are you ready for this conversation? And if you are, unleash us. And of course, they yell, you are unleashed, because the conversation must be about, first of all, I recognize that there's pain and desperation in the African-American community. The unemployment rates are just unacceptable. People want jobs. They want to work. When we had these jobs fairs, they stood in line by the thousands, circling the blocks to get a chance to talk to employers. In Los Angeles, 10,000 people showed up.
Let me
So
ask
they
you
want to
quickly.
know that we recognize, and the president recognized, the pain that's in the African-American community.
Wait, Congresswoman, we only have about 30 seconds. So just
Yes.
real quickly, if you could,
Sure.
do you think then the president heard that, to go back to it, based on his comments that you heard Saturday night? And if
Well,
not, do you
certainly.
think he's taking African Americans for granted, especially as we move
Well,
into campaign season?
He certainly heard us. That speech that he did to the Congressional Black Caucus included the words black and African American for the first time. And yes, he's energized. We helped him to get energized so he could deal with the concerns of the black community. I think he heard us.
She is contradicting herself again. But we're going to let it go because it's obvious. Oh my Lord. I hate these politicians.
Some of his words were not, I think, appropriate and surprised me a little bit. I was curious about him, but he certainly heard us.
All right, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
I want to play some sound from a recent LGBT event that you were at that has...
Just realized I was many minutes behind. Have been listening to the baby changing the whole time. LOL. I'm up to speed. Yeah, MommaMak. It happens. It's okay. But, you know, everyone has fun here. And like I've always tell everyone, life happens and we do not edit it out. So here we go. Maxine Waters is going to be contradicting and full of shit and complaining. This woman does not stop complaining. I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed it.
has drawn a lot of criticism. Let's listen to it.
Wow. What a moving evening this is. I am sitting here listening, watching, absorbing, thinking about Ali, even though I never met him. And with this kind of inspiration, I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Little JJ hates these politicians too. Already off to a good start in life.
Get your medicine, okay?
I think that's why he's crying. Whoops. All right. So she wants to go take Trump out tonight.
Those words have been interpreted as an attempt on the president's life. How did you intend them?
That's absolutely ridiculous. Nobody believes that a 79-year-old grandmother who is a congresswoman and who has been in Congress and in politics for all of these years is talking about doing any harm. The only harm that I may be doing to the president is I want him impeached. And those people who are so opposed to my leadership on impeachment are organizing the right wing, the white nationalists, the KKK. They have organized an effort.
Oh my God, she really wants to bring up the very small percentage of radical right-wing people who are no better than the radical left-wing people, just they're coming at it from different angles. But they're still radical. Most of us who voted for Trump are not radicals. Just gonna point this out. And later, if we can get to it today, I will be doing some criticisms of Trump. So, yeah, that's on the to-do list. But, yeah, she's out of her damn mind.
To try and, of course, defeat me in my election coming up and to discredit me. Everybody knows that I'm on the front lines, not talking about any physical harm to anybody, but I am talking about impeachment, and I'm not going to stop.
But the protest, which was announced earlier this week, was, this is their language, by the way, the Oath Keepers. It was against Maxine Waters' incitement of terrorism. Lies. And a stand for ICE and the Border Patrol as they enforce the perfectly constitutional immigration and naturalization laws of this nation, which...
79-year-old grandmother with the power who can hire an assassin or get MK Ultra killer on it. Yep. I'm telling you, I don't trust politicians.
Which Trump is ignoring in a number of cases. That's what they put on their website, by the way. That's the SPLC. Authorities have been in contact with the group, apparently, though, and it was decided that they would not come in order to ensure peace. That said, just in case it still happened, counter-protesters did still show up. They gathered by the dozens and remained long after the Oath Keepers had apparently bailed on their original promise to appear at the office. Now, at one point, someone did take a flag off of a pickup truck, doused it in oil, and set it on fire, chanting America was never great. So that part of it is unfortunate, of course. But at least the potential fight between these two groups did not happen. And Maxine Waters herself had been worried that that was a possible outcome. She had warned people not to counter-protest, actually. She said that Oath Keepers would like nothing more than to inflame racial tensions and create an explosive conflict in our community.
Can I say 3 things real quick? First of all, hashtag abolish ICE. Second thing is hashtag abolish ICE. And the third thing I'd like to say is hashtag abolish ICE.
Why abolish ICE? They keep the terrorists out. I guess these people don't know this thing called logic. Logic is a very good friend of ours, and I wish they would learn it. Yes, this is an older episode of the Young Turks. Some of them have started to come to more common ground, not so much as insanity, but yeah, abolish the criminals. Exactly. I 100% agree with that one. But yeah, why get rid of ICE? They are the ones who are keeping a lot of these drugs, a lot of the criminals, a lot of the child trafficking out of America. We don't need to abolish ICE. We need to stop criminals from coming in. And everyone needs to be properly vetted. But let's continue because this guy does not actually make very good points, and we can kind of brush over him, but I left him in for a reason.
Crazy bee
At
in
least
my
that
back.
does not like.
What was that?
My back here.
Yeah, you're back.
All right, somebody's asleep.
Oh, okay.
Clarity. Okay, so I have a number of different opinions on this. So first of all, Oath Keepers are disastrous. They carry weapons around with them and come in camouflage. And so when they start saying Maxine Waters.
And Antifa doesn't come with weapons and dress in all black. That's kind of alarming too. But let's continue.
Is enabling terrorism, and I'm going to come with my weapon. That's a recipe for.
Oh, by the way, when it comes to the Oath Keepers, aren't they that group that's mostly feds? Or they're dressed mostly like feds when they're marching around? The ones in the khakis and the polo shirts. If I remember, those are the Oath Keepers. And yeah, no love for them. Jimmy Dore has been a little red-pilled. He's getting there, slow but sure. Same with Cenk Uygur. He's getting there too. He actually fired someone not too long ago because of it. Their extremism. MommaMak says, "GD, that was quick. Did you give the baby a little whiskey in the bottle?"
No, it's just I'm good at what I do.
And it wasn't really all too quick, but once he got settled, he was fussy during that diaper change, though.
Right, but still, I'm pretty good at what I do.
Oh, yeah. You've got lots of years of practice. You have 2 kids of your own, grandson number 1, and now grandson number 2. You got years of it.
Yeah, plus I helped raise my niece.
Yep.
And all I could tell you is Nene doesn't mess around, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, here comes EJ. If he thinks he's taking this kid off me, he's crazy.
Yeah, that kid's sleeping for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
To heck with that nonsense.
Yep.
Damn it. My hands
Thank
are being
you, Mama
stupid.
Mac, though, for the support. I should try probably whiskey in that next time. I might be able to get my time done.
JJ says, not only little JJ getting bored, frustrated with the glib commie tards, got bored of them and is now sleeping peacefully.
Yep. He has no pacifier and no bottle.
Nice. That is how you do it.
Yep.
All right, let's hit play.
Disaster. So thank God they didn't show up. And I agree with Maxine Waters that I would not want counter protesters there. So now, as it turns out, Oath Keepers didn't show up anyway. But thank God for that, because if they had, with clearly some of the counter protesters had, were in a frenzied state. Okay, in my opinion, if they had met the Oath Keepers in a frenzied state, and one side has gasoline with them, and the other side has weapons with them, it's only a matter of time before something like this explodes.
And that's common sense. That's what we mean by the extremists on both sides make the rest of us look bad. I can actually agree with him on this one. The extremists on both ends. At least he acknowledged they were frenzied, but he also failed to mention they were extremists. MommaMak is sending a heart,
Thank
one
you,
of those
Mama Mac. I
glowing,
love you.
blooming hearts.
I love you, Mama Mac.
All right, let's listen to some more of this.
So don't do it. Don't do it. And if some lunatic right wingers are going, whether they've got guns or don't, take them. Look, outside of Charlottesville, and yes, Charlottesville was shocking that there appeared to be a couple hundred of them there. But almost every other right wing protest is 17 people. Just let them be goofballs by themselves, march around like jackasses, and go home. Okay. So now the third thing is really important. I don't know who did this. We in fact called some of the unions that were present. They're like, we did not participate in that part, right? And because I'm trying to figure out who the hell did it, because ripping the American flag, first of all, from somebody's truck, private property, terrible, and could lead to violence if that person then wants their property back, and it's wrong and it's illegal, etc. Saying F the government, America was never great. Okay, I don't agree with that, and I know that at this point there's a lot of.
It's so nice to know he actually doesn't agree with them. And JJ sends a heart as well.
Love you too, JJ.
MommaMak's got to go run errands. Be safe, and we'll be in. Well, I'll be in Sterling's chat if Dee's awake or sleeping like a baby. We don't know. We'll find out. You gotta try to stay awake, Dee, for Sterling.
I'm gonna try. I'll at least say hello and then probably pass out.
Yeah, you need that sleep though. That baby's what he's making sure you're tired.
Oh, he just sneezed and woke himself up.
Aww. Can't sneeze in his sleep, can he? Oh my God. The far right equals the pie hole. The far left equals the pothole. You're not wrong on that one, JJ. But I do actually have to agree with Dee needs sleep. Taking care of a baby is hard work. Oh, yes. I
Thank
think
you,
Dee
Mama
can
Mac.
agree.
Especially at my age. Oh, we forgot to ask Art what my room number was.
Oh, yeah. Well, we could ask him in the Discord server what room, but I'm pretty sure it was room 6. I think it was room 6.
Rage on the left as well because of all the suppression, oppression, et cetera, for this long, and you want to have legitimate conversations about the things that America's done wrong throughout history. Are you kidding me? That laundry list is enormous. On the other hand, America's also done wonderful things throughout history, and I would hope that smart people have a conversation about both of those things, right?
And see, this is again where I can agree with him. Have a conversation about it. Don't scream at each other. Don't yell at each other. Don't go all wild. Just have a conversation because there is good about America as much as there is. Well, actually, I'd say there's a little bit more good. It leans to the higher good and a lower bad number, but there's still, if you focus on the bad, that's all you're going to know. So try focusing on the good too. Okay, the fact that we've evolved and we've progressed from where we were when this country was founded. Like y'all need to just calm the hell down and pick up a history book, a real history book, not the biased propaganda that the schools have been pushing, but like a real history book where it's closer to the time you are studying it. So like a history book from the 50s or the 60s would be a really good one if you want to know about the 1800s. Because, it's about 100 years and they have less editing back then. So, just a good little tip.
But the part that really I object to is burning the flag, and then this quote. One of them said, "This is not the American flag, this is their flag." No, exact opposite. No, the American flag is our flag. It's our flag. It stands for all the things that we believe in, equality for all, the things that are in the Constitution, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, human rights, civil rights. It stands for all those things. Now, did we always live up to that? No, but that's why we fight, so that we can live up to those principles. So those are our principles. The right wing doesn't own those principles.
Actually, the right wing owns those principles, but we want them with less government, where you guys want those principles with more government. That's pretty much the difference. JJ says, I'm on the cliff looking near 200 follows on my Rumble channel for the past 7 days. I need one more to get to the magic number. We got to get our numbers up.
Yeah, I'm already a subscriber, JJ.
I did too. I went over, did the follow thing, and followed him on Pill. So, yep, getting those numbers going.
The right wing hates those principles. Look at what they're doing now. They have an authoritarian leader going around the world kissing up to other authoritarian leaders. They never believed in our democracy. They never believed in freedom of the press or.
Trump was less authoritarian than Biden. All I got to say is the COVID protocols between the two were completely different. But we're just going to leave it at that because I don't want to get in trouble. But look at the protocols between the two presidencies
Wow.
and see who was more authoritarian.
Well, just remember the red background. I forget what he was discussing.
With Biden's speech, and he looked like a dictator.
And he had the two Marines, one on each side, and it was in red like we were in the devil's room.
Yep, World War II looking stage. Yeah, it was kind of dark and red. That was kind of creepy. I did not like that combo.
No, it was very
They were wrong
strange.
for that. So.
Speech, they never believed in any of the Constitution. That's our Constitution, our flag. You should fight for it instead of against it.
And it's so important that we maintain nonviolent civil disobedience.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, it's important we maintain nonviolent, but your side loves to do a lot of stupid things, including most of the mass shootings in the last 5 years. Shall I continue? Most of them were done by somebody with leftist ideologies.
Correct.
And I'm not saying all because I know there was some differences. I'm saying most. And that is a fact that can be pulled up. Just saying. Did you want to add more, Dee? Or, sorry.
I just said that you were correct.
Okay, I thought I accidentally cut you off, that you wanted to say more.
No, you were correct in that if you take a look at the stats and you'll see that most of them are left-leaning. Including the attempt on Trump.
2 attempts on Trump.
Correct.
Yeah. Just want to keep pointing these out. And again, I'm going to counter as I see necessary, and I'm going to agree when I agree. But let's keep going.
There's just overwhelming evidence over the history of our country and movements for justice throughout the world that civil disobedience and resistance works, specifically when it's nonviolent and passive, because in those ways we maintain the moral high ground.
Yeah, and you're not going to out-violent the right wing, okay? And right now they have the government.
Again, wrong. The right wing has not been nearly as violent, with the exception of those jackass feds that are out there recruiting people to entrap them like they did with the whole Michigan governor thing. And that one in Pennsylvania that you told us about.
Correct.
How in the hell do the feds get away with entrapment like that?
I have no clue.
Like, jackasses. Anyways, so no, the right wing is not that extreme.
Yeah, that went on for months. It was not I mean, I could see where, you might want to get other people potentially involved but I don't know, to know that that person potentially could have set anything off at any time on his own, that didn't seem acceptable.
No, I can see, having feds infiltrate some of these organizations to find out what's going on, but not to actively participate in the planning of doing something wrong, like they did in Michigan with Governor Whitmer.
Right, and somehow that just doesn't seem, I don't know, legit in my opinion. The fact that they drove him around and said, oh, how about this church? Oh, how about that church? There's a church.
Yeah, I don't agree with any of that.
Right.
And again, I don't like Governor Whitmer, by the way. I left Michigan. That's part of the reasons I left Michigan is the way she was running the state.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a Governor Whitmer fan, but what the feds did by entrapping that person was wrong. And whether she was involved in the whole plot or not, I don't know. But
Right.
it wasn't fair to her family either. And I don't like her, but I don't like when something bad happens. And I've said it a million times. If someone had attempted an attack on Biden's life, I would have pitched as big of a fit as I did with the ones who went after Trump.
Right.
I don't play that game. I'm not one-sided here. You will see I can bounce back and forth, but my morals stay very centered. You will never see me cheering for that nonsense like what you saw the left do online. So he's very wrong about insisting the right is so violent. No, we're capable of it, but we restrain ourselves because it's not necessary.
Right.
Self defense is our stance. We don't swing first, but we will not hesitate to defend ourselves. And I don't know why I say ourselves like I picked that side, because I'm right in the damn middle, but they love to put the middle people as extremists, and it's not fair.
Well,
So
our
I
thing.
kind of have to side with them.
Well, our thing has always been, do not swing first, but you finish the job.
Oh, yeah, that's how I was raised too. Never
Mm-hmm.
start the fight, but you better make sure they know that I've always told people, if you're going to hit me, you better make sure you hit me hard enough to knock me out. Because if I get up, you better be out of my line of sight before I get up. Because I will beat the tar up out of someone if I have to. I don't like to, but in self defense, I will most certainly, and I will. Oh, do not think I won't defend my children or even my ex-husband. He's my ex-husband, but I will still defend him as if we were still married because he is a family member. He is someone who deserves to be defended. I won't hesitate. And now I'm not, I've said it before. My mom has said that I wasn't going to, I'm not one of those people. I'm not that mama bear type who will defend anyone or anything. Well, I don't have to fight to get my revenge. I don't. That's the nice thing. I fight smart, not dirty. And a lot of people don't get that. There is ways that you can do it. The way you're holding the tablet keeps moving the border.
Oh, sorry.
I keep moving it back, and then I see it move again, and I'm moving it back. Maybe I should lock the border in place. Let me do that. Let me lock stuff in place.
Oh, so you don't want me messing today? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Or
it's just a bit of a pain when I'm trying to um, get all of this squared away. Why'd
nah,
you move my picture?
just to fix your ass today. Don't mess with me, girl.
I'm not trying to.
You know,
But you have moved everything while I was trying to fix it.
I didn't. I just I tried to move the tablet over, that's all. So I could
I'm locking it down. Don't worry. I'm
go
locking it
ahead,
down
lock it
because
down
I
so
know you're busy and you got your hands full. So
go
I'm just
ahead,
going to
lock
lock
it
it all.
down so I can't use it. That's okay. I don't care.
No, you can use it. You just
Go
can't move
ahead.
it around on the screen.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. And what good is it if I can't move it around?
We don't need it moved around.
If I want to move you, I can't now.
Yes.
Exactly. It's like you're in control. That ain't gonna last long, though, girl.
Oh, I know. But also because you are on a tablet and I know that you're just trying to reposition
Yes.
and it's just moving things
You
into ways
were
where I
you
can't
were
see what
at
we
my
were covering.
knee. You were at my knee, and I picked you up to put you on my lap.
Mhm.
Yes. Who was
LOL,
in
who's in
control?
control?
That's a good question. We both are, actually.
Yeah,
Depends on the subject matter.
but
The
Art also
I
says,
wouldn't say we're even 50-50. It depends.
yeah, it depends on the day.
Yeah, that's true. We're a team. We are a
Yep.
team. As I
But
mentioned earlier in the week, go look at our video that explains how we evolved.
I wa-
I can't hear you, Crazy Bee.
you you went techno.
I didn't do
Oh
anything.
crap.
What happened?
No, your audio went techno. It wasn't you doing it. Your
Okay.
audio went techno.
I lost all the comments again.
Shouldn't have. I have them up. I wanted to point out that Art says most of the riots I've seen in the last 40 to 50 years have been carried out for a leftist cause. Conservatives tend to walk around with signs, if anything at all.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree with that
I
statement.
mean, the worst I've seen was Trump supporters on overpasses with signs.
Oh, with the banners and the
Correct,
flags.
with the banners and the signs to where police pulled up and said, "You can't do that." And they said, "Okay." And they picked them up and left.
Yep.
But yet, BLM and Antifa burned down cities and businesses and.
And people like Cenk Uygur here seem to
Hmm.
think that the right is the violent ones, but have not paid attention to what the left is actually doing.
Correct. And I don't see how they don't see that. How is.
I want to see where this violence from the right is coming from that they keep talking about.
Well, we keep saying if anybody in the audience is aware of anything to please send it to us.
Art
We.
says J6 is probably the only riot by the right I've ever
Hmm.
seen, but now there's proof there were feds embedded in there. At, in the it was
In
peaceful
the
until the
crowd,
DC police started shooting tear gas at the peaceful people standing there, and
right?
that's when all hell broke loose. And there were bad actors out there telling people and aggravating it. And like I've said before, if you want to control a mob, okay, so like a mob of up to 50 people, you only need one bad actor, maybe two. You want 100 to 200, you might need 3 to 4. So it's like one person for every 50 to really turn a mob wild. And it doesn't take much. And so for that many feds, 30 feds for what, some thousand people? Yeah, it would have easily turned into a mob mentality with a few bad actors.
And when you see the video of them, here, come this way, walk this way, come
Yep, and the
visit
people
this.
peacefully walking through the the guide
Right,
ropes.
right. And they.
The people breaking in, though, I was not okay with that, and a lot of people did get pushed in and were trying to find their way back out without
Right.
getting trampled.
And anybody that caused, you know, damage
Damage
or, created physical violence. I don't care what
needs to be
side
in
they're on.
jail
You needed to be arrested, and um, but what they did to them, for years in jail. In
without
fact,
ever seeing a judge.
correct. Are there still defendants
Yes,
in
there are
jail?
still some locked up, but they were the more troublesome ones from J6. It wasn't
Hmm.
like it was just the innocent people doing who got pushed through
Right,
because of where they were standing.
right,
But no, when it comes to J6, Trump left the most troublesome ones locked up and did not pardon the ones that should have never been pardoned. He did keep to his word on that.
right. And it has been documented that he.
And actually, he pardoned, but nothing
Right.
insane.
And it is well documented that he did ask for 20,000 National Guard and
Nancy
was
Pelosi
denied
said,
by
we don't
Pelosi.
need that.
Yeah, and Bowser.
Yep.
So
Every
that's
time I hear about her, I think of the Mario Brothers game.
right, right. I don't disagree with that.
But no,
It
I'm
is.
glad that, the ones that didn't do anything violent or horrible were pardoned. I'm very glad that he did that.
Well, the other thing I didn't like was they also used facial recognition to get people that were in attendance
Yeah,
to.
even the people who stayed outside, they started
Correct,
looking into that. And I don't think that's right.
correct. But they were unable to use it to capture those that did the place the bombs for Harris.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Uh huh. Very interesting, isn't it?
Mhm. Very. Let me hit
Sometimes
play
it
so we
doesn't.
can get
Yeah.
through this.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't.
Hmm.
In their control.
Just
You're
so
not
you
going to
know,
out
my
violent
man is
state violence.
snoring.
It's a
Oh, he's snoring.
Uh huh.
That's awesome.
terrible idea, both on morality and on effectiveness.
I'm not dubious about the story. I'm curious. There are going to be some more details about the story. The details are incredibly sketchy right now.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court has thankfully upheld it. You have the right to burn an American flag. You should unquestionably have that right to burn an American flag. But everyone who burns an American flag in America looks like an idiot. And we talked earlier in this hour about propaganda, and already this story will be utilized by the right, repeated again and again and again, and those images will show up. And no question, in the march, in the
Oh, how's that any different than Trump's good people on both sides propaganda? How's that any different than the he tried to grab the steering wheel of the limo propaganda? Like, are they really? Both sides use propaganda. Get over it.
Right.
Am I the only one who like? Well, I know I'm not the only one, but we need more people pushing back on this stuff. We really do.
How do you feel about the flag being burned?
I personally would never do it, but if we have freedom of expression, like he said, you have the right to do it, but you look like an idiot if you do. I actually agree with that statement. I
Okay.
know it sounds horrible, but I've always said I prefer to stick to the Constitution, and
Right.
freedom of expression is in it. And honestly, if America's so bad, you know where the borders are. No one's stopping you. Oh, there was a bunch of people who left, and now they're trying to come back. It's so
Mm-hmm.
funny. It's so funny. All the people that left because of Trump are now wanting to come back
Correct.
because they can't do what they used to do in America. And all the people from that country are ripping them off and treating them like crap because, yeah, y'all talk so much shit about America and how bad it is, but you forget you're an American and you're going to get treated that way because of what other countries think of us because of you guys.
Correct. They're
So,
being like Rosie O'Donnell.
oh, yeah, she went to Ireland and, oh, that
Correct.
did not work out well.
Yes. And they're giving her a really hard time, and she's not happy.
Hmm. Oh, she'll get the hell over it, though.
Well, you know, you know,
She
money does.
moved, but she didn't give up her American citizenship, though.
Right, and money doesn't buy everything now, does it?
No, it don't. And Ellen DeGeneres also moved out of the country.
Right.
And yep, we'll see how long that lasts.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they don't get to be that way. Art says, "I'm always amazed that the people on either side of the issue can't see the problem with their own sides. They always do, but yet their side does the same thing." Yeah, basically what I just yep. It's just what we've been saying. It's so funny how they want to point their fingers but not realize they're just as bad. That's why I like my middle ground constitutionalist perspective.
Right.
Freedom is on the border of being correct to being wrong, being a hero and being an a-hole, freedom to say, freedom to criticize. Yes. That's the nice thing about America, because good luck criticizing the government in China or the Middle East or Venezuela. I mean, good luck. I'll sit back and watch, make some popcorn and see how well you do.
Right.
People don't realize we are one of the few nations. I mean, look what the UK is doing. You post a meme that's controversial or criticizes them, and they will lock your ass up for a couple of years. It's not okay. But let me hit play because we are at the 1.5 hour mark.
Resistance to fight Trump, burning the American flag today, if that story holds up and is true, as reported, did significant damage. It was a terrible, terrible, incredibly stupid, selfish thing to do.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. Want to
Democrat California Congressman Maxine Waters, she is tripling down. She is making no apologies for her calls to confront Team Trump and instead is pinning the blame entirely on him. Even Democrats are denouncing her rhetoric, as they should. Listen to what Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is saying.
If you disagree with someone or something, stand up. Make your voice heard. Explain why you think they're wrong and why you're right. Make the argument. Protest peacefully. If you disagree with a politician, organize your fellow citizens to action and vote them out of office. But no one should call for the harassment of political opponents. That's not right. That's not American.
And yet that is exactly what they're doing. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, meanwhile, tweeting, quote, in the crucial months ahead, we must strive to make America beautiful again. Trump's daily lack of civility has provoked responses that are predictable but unacceptable. As we go forward, we must conduct elections in a way that achieves unity from sea to shining sea. Yeah, you think? And yet we just heard a whole bunch of sound from Maxine Waters, from Cory Booker, from pundits on television saying that somehow it should be expected that if you work for Donald Trump, you will be harassed, you will be attacked, you will be ashamed or shamed by these other people. Let's take it up with our political power panel. We have Republican strategist Ford O'Connell and Democratic strategist Kelly Grace Gibson. Ford, I don't even know what to say. I understand, by the way, why some Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi want to back away from this one. But there are plenty that have no interest in doing so, and they think that you can actually rule via intimidation. And that's not the kind of country we live in. And frankly, I don't think it's the kind of party the Democrats should ever aspire to be.
Well, let me say this. Look, political civility needs to be restored in politics on both sides of the aisle. I didn't like it last night when Trump hecklers went after CNN's Jim Acosta, and I certainly don't like it when Sarah Sanders and Secretary Nielsen are being driven from restaurants. But I do think it is a little ridiculous for Democrats to say that the root cause of this is Donald Trump when Trump wasn't in office, when Gabby Giffords got shot in the face and bullseyes were being put on Sarah Palin. Look, public shaming and violence has no place in our public discourse, and this is not the first time Maxine Waters did this. She's been doing this since the LA riots, the early 90s.
So, Kelly,
I like how he called it out. Maxine Waters has been an extremist since the 1990s. I absolutely love that he called her out on that. And I think more people should. However, Nancy Pelosi is no innocent angel when it comes to threatening rhetoric to Trump. But we're going to just kind of leave it there.
What about Chuck Schumer?
He's never threatened violence against Trump. He didn't join in on those.
Well, he threatened violence though, and I'm not sure if it was towards Trump or not, but he was on the Capitol steps?
We might need to find some footage of it. I don't think I've ever heard him promote violence.
Yes, he did. I'll see if I can find it.
Well, when we cover him, we'll add it to when we cover him.
Okay. So
Art
you're saying
says,
I don't have to do it now. Good.
Yeah. Save yourself the headache.
Thank you.
Art says, I'm like Justice Scalia. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean it should be illegal for you to say or do it. Yep.
Can't you make the
is
comments pop back on my side of the screen since I can't touch anything now?
You can still pull up the comments. You just can't move the settings around on the screen where the things are. You should still be able to go to your comments.
Nope.
All right. I don't know how to fix it on your side because I can't see your side. So,
that's what they all say. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit play.
Why don't they just kick her out?
Well, I mean, the first thing I'd like to say is that we need our leaders to lead by example, and our president has used shaming in public. He tweeted today by calling crooked Hillary. I mean, Secretary Clinton is how she should be referred to. We're no longer campaigning here. And I think that
So in your view, do two wrongs make a right? I mean, if Trump does it, then Maxine Waters can do it too, no problem?
No, I wasn't finished. I was going to say that there is a climate here with a president who shames people in public on Twitter every single day. Maxine Waters should not have stooped to his level, and I think that many parts of my party are saying it's not okay. But she has said she's going to take it to Trump, and this is the way she's done it. Not okay.
She's just trying to create perhaps a platform for herself, but I'll tell
you. policy,
it's not going to help
pretty
you guys.
quick,
It's not
though.
going to help you come midterms. It's not going to help you a couple years from now in
I mean,
2020.
do you don't think there's any problem with how the president treats people on Twitter?
I'm not wild about it, and I've said that many a time. But I will also tell you, two
I know,
wrongs do not make a right.
Trish,
and
you're
you
absolutely
can't
right,
say
but
that because he's not as civil as you want him to be, that somehow you all can go the same exact direction. I think it's important to lead right now and lead
We
by
have a leader
example.
that
And
doesn't lead.
Maxine Waters is not doing that.
Neither is the
Nor
president.
are many of the other people in your party.
During an interview on CNN, Representative Maxine Waters was having a conversation with Abby Phillip, and this happened. Check it out.
They've seen President Biden. They've lived through his presidency. They've also seen former President Trump. They've lived through his presidency. They've heard these arguments about democracy, about the fate of the election, and yet Trump is not only winning, but winning increasingly by a larger margin. So what is the plan among Democrats to change that trajectory? It sounds like you're talking about saying and doing all the same things, but do you believe that something needs to change?
I think we need to keep working.
So as you saw there, Auntie Maxine had a little bit of a wrestling match with a wig. The wig did not do what it was supposed to do. It had a mind of its own. So Maxine was trying to straighten it out. She was like, no, I need you to be parted this way. No, maybe that way, this way. Sounds like, it looks like, she was a little bit frustrated with the wig. But my thing is, Maxine, you was on national TV playing with your wig. Now, they always talking about your wig. They always got something to say about your wig. Now, toward the end of that, Abby asked her, well, because they was talking about Biden, if he can beat Trump and all that. And she says, is there anything that needs to change? And when she said that, I was like, oh my God, yeah. Maxine needs to change her wig and bring one with her, put it on her head, that's gonna act right. That ain't gonna be doing what it wants to do. Now listen, all jokes aside, Auntie Maxine is in her 80s. And some people would probably call that a senior moment because we done seen our grandmamas, aunties, the president of the motherboard at church kind of fix their wig, because it was crooked or whatever it was doing. But yeah, Maxine, I don't know, you might have wanted to wait until you got off because nobody knew that your wig was not parted the way it was supposed to be parted or whatever. But yeah, you made it pretty obvious. And to me, I just think that's also a sign that Auntie Maxine might be just a little too seasoned to be there because, when people get to that age, they just don't care. I don't care. They'll adjust their girdle if they have to. At the supermarket, whatever, right? They just don't care no more. So, Auntie Maxine being there in Congress, supposed to be, legislating or whatever she's doing there for the American people. Yeah, the wig was just getting on her nerves. And yeah, here we are talking about it. So anyway, y'all tell me.
Now,
Maybe she
I've
should
seen
go
a
the
lot
route of
in my life.
Ilhan.
And just shave it.
Yeah. What is Presley? Is that Presley that's
Ilhan, Ayanna Presley.
Yes, Ayanna Presley.
Yep. Yeah, she
Perhaps.
could just go bald.
Or
Well,
use some super glue.
or just fix it before you go on camera. Look in a mirror.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, seriously. You're a politician. You're supposed to be professional, but when has she ever been professional?
Correct.
Let's listen to her hateful rhetoric again that so many people like to listen to and support.
Lifetime. I was just 22 years old when Fannie Lou Hamer made her presence known at another Democratic convention. It was in 1964 in Atlantic City, and she arrived with a group of black delegates from Mississippi. And she simply asked that her delegates be seated in place of the state's all-white delegation. She told the people in the room about the violence she suffered at the hands of white police because she, a black woman, had demanded her right to vote. When she finished, she asked the country a simple but profound question: is this America? She didn't get the outcome she was hoping for in Atlantic City, but you can bet that when the official Mississippi delegation was seated at the convention 4 years later, Fannie Lou Hamer was sitting there with them. Now here we are, 60 years later at another Democratic convention with Kamala Harris as our party's nominee.
Yeah, that's not
So I
good.
know there is no better leader to marshal us into the future. Kamala has been a courtroom prosecutor, a district attorney, an attorney general, a United States senator.
And she failed up from each of those positions, as we've talked about many times and has been discussed on many other platforms and other channels. She failed her way up that political ladder. She did not do good anywhere. At what point do you get over things that happened decades ago? Oh, thank you. That's another good point. Dee, how long do you think we should have before we have to get over things?
Well, I didn't want to say anything about her being on her knees because that still isn't over with. So, you
Uh,
know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it still carries on. Like it, or like Bill Clinton in the blue dress. There's just some things that don't ever go away. So should we say, after 10 years you got to pass, but that's core to their moral values, I believe.
Holding grudges?
Well, not necessarily holding grudges, but potentially having more blue dresses or being on our knees more. That's all.
And see, I like what when someone wrongs me, I tend to let it go really quick. If
Mhm.
someone wronged me in high school, I was over it by the next school year. I was over it by then. I just didn't trust them going forward. If
No,
people
but you
wrong me,
talk
I'm not
about
gonna
it
go out of my
though.
way to be horrible to
No,
them.
you talk about it though. It does bother you.
No, I talk about it as an example of something I've gone through or something, but I don't hold a grudge and I'm not angry. And 9 times out of 10 when I talk about the bullies, I learned to defend myself, which helped me get out of an abusive relationship in the future. So I
True.
can appreciate it.
Right.
I don't talk about it as in I still want that I want revenge on them type of stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't either. I think that we talk about it to probably just have discussion on what
Mhm.
happened, how we handled it, what we do with it, how we process it, what we do with it today as adults, how we've taught our children, those
Mhm.
types of things. I think it's useful.
But it's not every conversation all the time,
Correct.
with the exception of my mother. I use her as an example a lot. But it's again of what not to do
Right.
with kids and stuff when we're talking about parenting and that.
Right.
But most of the time, I'm not talking about the bullies that were horrible to me in school. I'm not talking about people who've stabbed me in the back. I'm not talking about any of them because it doesn't bother me. I've learned from it. I move on from it and I learn I can't trust that person anymore.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I'm going to go out of my way to make their life hell back.
Correct.
And I don't see why some people do that. It's that perpetual victim mentality. Art says Kamala was carrying on with one of the most powerful politicians in California. I'm sure being the side piece opened a lot of doors more than her intellect. Just saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Yeah, that was
Still
putting
can't
it
get rid of
nice, a
that.
side piece.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That is a much nicer way of wording it than I would have. Um, but let's get through this last 4 minutes or so. I think we can pull this off.
I think we can.
Vice President of the United States. And when the dust settles in November, and Americans of all stripes have elected her their president, I know she'll be thinking about Fannie Lou, who I happen to know
Probably
is
not.
one of Kamala's heroes. In that moment, all of us, from New York to Pennsylvania to Arizona to California, we can ask ourselves, is this America? And we will be able to say loudly and proudly, you're damn right it is.
Let's talk about the President of the United States. You
I'd like
recently
to
released a
ask her if
statement
she
about
knows who she is.
Yeah. I think they just pulled the name of some female and read it off of Wikipedia and
Mhm.
used it.
Right.
Uh, it's funny how many people want to be the next Martin Luther King Jr., like Al
Right.
Sharpton and all those race grifters. They think that they're the next one, but really they're not.
Right.
They just get on my nerves. And it's again, I get it. Yes, bad history, tough times. Have you seen the whole world's history? You ain't alone. But our world is a hell of a lot better than it was back then. So appreciate it and peacefully let's continue to move forward instead of dredging up the past and throwing it around like a frickin' baseball at everybody who comes in front of you. Like, just come on. If you leave it in the past, it will die. It will. Just quit throwing it out to everything that you say and do. Just, yeah, don't. So let's see what she's got to say about Donald Trump some more.
The coin, the crypto
Sure.
coin.
Yes. Well, the President of the United States has $ Trump, crypto. It's a man that is after further enriching himself. It is not an investment, as some people are going to think. It's not even a contribution to his campaign. It's a trading will go on. You've got the insiders who are what I call market makers who have to drive up.
Oh, so like Nancy Pelosi.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how she's calling out Nancy Pelosi without saying her name. But, you know. All right, let's get through this.
The amount of the coin, and at the right time, they just what we call pull the rug out from all of those who thought they were investing in something, who thought they were going to earn a lot of money. But the market makers and the insiders know when to pull it at a time when they can.
And I actually have to kind of agree with her on this. The whole Trump coin thing was a bad idea. It was bad and it looked bad. Just saying. I'm glad I didn't fall into it like some people, but yeah, it just I mean, he should have known with all the YouTubers who were doing their version of it and it was just a scam. And they had to come back and apologize because they thought it was a trusted company and this, that, and the other. Trump should have known better. That's all I got to say about it. I've got stories from my work day, my days working for a conservative black man. He had choice words for those who couldn't get over it and thought prejudice was the cause of everything in their lives. Yeah, I know. My stepdad was the same way. Like, get the hell over it, get on with your life, and do what you got to do.
Make money on it, and these people out here are left out. This president is the most unusual human being without a conscience or caring about anybody that I've ever met in my life. You cannot trust him.
She's wrong there. He does care. He's been housing a homeless woman in Trump Tower for how long?
Quite some time.
And does not expect her to pay him back a penny.
Correct. He also has hosted LGBTQ plus weddings at Mar-a-Lago.
Yep. And I thought I saw an interview. I think it was that Kathy Lee Gifford, who used to do the morning show back in the early, like the late 90s. I don't know if you remember her. She had her husband, there was a threat against her family. And Donald Trump took her and the kids in and protected them and kept them safe until the threat was secured and taken and removed. He actually hosted someone.
Motherfucker.
So I've heard a lot of good stories about Trump. And it's like, I don't know if people really, I mean, why would he do this for a random homeless person if he didn't care about people? Why would he take in a newscaster, a news reporter, and her kids to keep them safe while there was a threat against the family? He had nothing to gain from it. It wasn't publicly known about that homeless woman until about a decade ago.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear me swear?
Yeah, I did. Something got knocked over.
The second can of Coca-Cola.
Tell me it wasn't open.
I won't tell you then it was open.
Okay.
It's all over the floor. I might get divorced tonight, maybe.
Not over a can of Coke. What's that saying? No use crying over spilled milk?
But
all right, let's get through
this is 2 cans.
Yeah. I want to get through these last 2 minutes because we're at an hour and 53 minutes.
Oh, wow. Another
Yep.
3-hour show.
No, no, no. We're not doing that today. We'll get to the Trump stuff tomorrow. Sorry, folks.
He is a liar. He will look you in the face. He knows that you know that he's lying.
Wait, not tomorrow, Wednesday. My bad. Wednesday, not tomorrow.
But he will lie anyway. He has done some awful things. And as I'm talking to you today, he has tried to dismantle diversity and inclusion, which I started years ago when I was in Sacramento, when I was in the California State Assembly, and which I started since I've been in the Congress of the United States. I created the first subcommittee on diversity and inclusion on that Financial Services Committee that I got.
And notice how it's all gone to shit since.
Right.
Sorry. Just saying.
To chair. And he's trying to get rid of that. And he's shown how much he hates that. And now all of the haters who support him, they are attacking me, of course, on my tweets, but I don't care what they say. I'm not going to stop tweeting. I'm not going to stop saying what I say. He is a wannabe king.
So she's
He
allowed
loves
to
Putin.
say what she wants to say, but he's not. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, the double standard.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In Russia, he even likes Kim Jong-un in North Korea. He wants all of his billionaire friends that he's bringing into government, surrounded by Elon Musk,
George Soros, Bill Gates. What's that other dude? The other one. Zuckerberg. And then the one who runs the WEF and all that.
Yeah.
Not Soros, but the other one. I can't
know who
remember
you
his
mean.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of the name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah. What about them controlling the Democratic Party and bringing in all these judges and, buying politicians? Just saying. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. We got a minute and 6 seconds left.
and all of them to run this country. They want to take it over. They stood with him at his inaugural so that they could be seen with him. That's what he likes. He likes the money, and he makes it any way that he can. He even sells Bibles. And so he's greedy, and he's non-caring, and he's dangerous. And those were his people, January 6th, that attacked our Capitol and threatened our lives. I can't say enough about what a dishonorable human being he is, and I say it every chance I get, and I hope it remains on the show. This is the first time we've met. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. We actually met one New Year's Eve in the Bahamas. And I was...
He didn't make an impression.
Why don't I remember that?
Well, you were much better at the electric slide than I was. And I was with the Prime Minister of the Bahamas yesterday, Prime Minister Davis, who sends his regards.
Well, were you with my husband when he was the ambassador to the Bahamas appointed by Clinton?
So,
well, you're not going to like.
Yeah. That's the end. She actually forgot she met someone.
The one thing that I thought I sent a video that was much more stronger language from her.
Yeah, I used that in the video that lost the audio.
Oh, okay. Then the issue that I had with that was, could that have been considered defamation, or could he have, taken her to court over everything that she said in that
Not
video?
likely. Not likely.
I don't know.
think it would work.
I don't know, Crazy Beast. Stranger things have happened.
I just don't see it working. Because she could turn around and point out all the things he said about other people. He could have gotten defamation from Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, it's a two-way street here.
They all make strange bedfellows, don't they?
Oh yeah. Yes, they do. And it is somewhat entertaining to see them all bicker at each other the exact same way, then scream about the other one doing what they did.
Correct. And every single one of them is disgusting in some format. The name calling, the accusations that they make against one another. without evidence.
Backing it up.
Without backing it
Trump
up.
hates people. Where's the proof?
Exactly.
Some propaganda talking point.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I went through this with family members who didn't like Trump. Oh, well, he did that in the limo. That got disproven. She was discredited.
Correct.
Well, he said this in Charlottesville. No, actually, he didn't. He said a lot more with it. You know, it's like, I
Yep.
swear, it's like trying to convince a Nazi that the Jewish people aren't bad.
Yeah,
How are you going to do it? Trump's not perfect. And I've said it. And I've pointed things out, And again, he did have a lot of cases that in court where he was taken to court that he settled out of court. So there was no proof one way or the other. But by settling out of court, he could just save a lot of headache of proving he was innocent, or he was guilty and didn't want to deal with the court and the publicity from it.
Right.
It's hard to say.
Right.
And again, when he was doing work for his father in the apartments, and they were supposedly told them not to rent any black people and stuff like that. I'd love to see proof of it. Nobody can provide proof. There were cases that went to court that settled out of court, but if you're evicting or refusing rental, they usually have a good reason why they refuse to rent to you or
Correct.
why they're going to do this stuff. But it's like, which way do you go and which way do you believe? And so that's why I stand in the middle when it comes to Trump. I see the good, I see the bad. Yes, he's childish. Yes, he's a narcissist. So what? At least things are getting started. Whether it goes anywhere is the next good question. He's drawn attention to things that most people have overlooked, but I've been screaming about and was told I was a conspiracy theorist for.
Right.
But again, I still don't hold out hope that anything will actually remain accomplished, because corruption is going to set back in the future. And this will happen all over again. Now, whether it's right wing corruption or left wing corruption or some new party corruption, we won't know until it happens.
Right.
I'm just going to throw that out there. I really
Yeah.
don't have hope for politics.
I mean, there's probably an individual person here or there, but I just think the majority is corrupt.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I mean, as you and I go through all this and everything that I've uncovered, it's very heartbreaking.
It's hard to have faith in any politicians after you've seen all this shit.
Yes, that's correct. And you know what's interesting is I should probably pull some people that I do have faith in and see what they have. Oh, you know, the other thing you were going to do was you were going to pull her congressional record.
Yes, I was supposed to, but given the time frame,
Okay.
we might have to cover that on Wednesday.
All right. Yeah, because I'd like to take a look and see what she's produced.
Oh yeah,
I'm
and
not banking on much.
I'm not either. I just have the website pulled up, but we can drop it in for tomorrow.
Okay.
And again, 'tis life. We'll get to it.
Right.
We work on our schedule.
Well, okay, so our days are okay. We're doing Tuesday through Friday, 3 to 5. Saturday's gaming and UFC. And Saturday and Sunday Sunday and Monday you're doing questions that need answers.
Yep.
From 3 to 5.
Yep.
Do those days work for you?
It works. Any day works, because what else am I doing? I'm sitting
I'm
here in a bed.
Yeah, well, I'm laying on the couch with a 13-pound thing on me, so.
Oh, yeah.
Because if that doesn't work, because it's 2 days in a row for you, we could flip up But we have successfully, have we successfully completed week 1 with the baby? Because we said we would do a 2-week trial with him to see if we had to make any time change or any change. But in all honesty, I hate to say it, but I really think we need 3 weeks because it is going to take my man a little bit of time to get used to the Nini schedule. So once I get him broken in, then
That'll be a lot easier.
yeah, then
And
things
again,
will
this is
be
the growing pains. This is what we
correct.
call growing pains.
Yes. And again, I appreciate everybody in the chat and in the comments supporting me, supporting Crazy B as we go through this crazy time in our life. This was totally unexpected, and I actually thought I was potentially going to go back to work, and life has other plans for me, so we shall see what they are.
Fingers crossed, right?
Fingers crossed. That's all we can do. So I got
Yep.
a head right in my boob and underneath my armpit snoring.
Oh, he's comfortable.
I'm just stuck here on the couch. I got 2 cans of Coke on the floor, just thrown away. Like tossed. Liquid everywhere. Luckily, I had a towel that I threw on him, but I can't get to it. I've had
Not till
no
the baby's picked
breakfast.
up.
Yeah, I've had no breakfast, no lunch. I thought I had a Coke to drink, but nah, that
Now
didn't
you
happen.
don't.
No, I'm going to have to get one of those mugs that I guess have a lid on it.
Yep.
So that,
And Art says this week hasn't been an issue at Aldi. Just keep going.
All right.
And it's Klaus Schwab who used to run the WEF. Now
Yes,
it's
now it's his
Yuval
son.
Harari, his
It's his
apprentice.
son. Yeah, it's
I thought
his
it was his
son.
grandson.
I thought it was his son.
Either way, it's another degenerate
It's
world global
well, the
dictator
whole
wannabe.
the whole WEF thing needs to
I am not
go.
a fan of it.
I mean, I don't know. We didn't even look at the WEF, take a look at the WHO, take a look at NATO. I mean,
The UN.
it truly is overwhelming with the corruption and who's who and who the players are, that it is just unbelievable. So,
Yeah.
here comes the boss. Be quiet, I'm on
Well,
my podcast.
well, we can end really quick.
All right, he's right here sleeping. Go home till I call you. Go home until I call you. You're not waking him up. It's nice knowing you. He's like, damn. He's like, damn. I'm gonna have some time to myself.
Yep. Take it while you can.
Yep.
When you got a new baby.
Yep. But it is it's disturbing that everything we put our hands in, there seems to be a problem with.
Yep. I have many issues with that stuff.
I mean, and it's so bad that Crazy B finally said to me, look, D, you're OCDing over this shit. And from now on, she goes, I want you to send me one video and one article, and that's it, on each person.
That way we can cover more people.
Yeah, and I'm like, but do you know how much is out there?
Yep. There is a lot out there.
And
And some
that's
of it gets repetitive because they cover the same things. Other things, it's just like you end up in a rabbit hole that you will never get out of.
yeah. I mean, we literally just could turn this corrupt politicians, just like we had Economic Week, which turned into almost a month
Almost
series.
economic month.
Yes. So we do have time issues, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. So,
And I know it's so easy to get sucked into that rabbit hole, but you gotta
right,
find a way to draw yourself a limit.
right.
Otherwise, you will end up just that would be the entire point of the podcast, and we could do that for 10 years.
Exactly. And then keep going with the new ones, right? And then
Yes,
she
it
said
would
to me,
never end.
right, then she says to me that I have to learn to limit myself in my research because I forget to take my medicine, I forget to eat, whatever.
Forget to
She's,
breathe, take a break.
uh-huh, yeah. So it's just
Yeah, I
those,
worry about you, and I'd like you to be
I know.
functioning when we do
Well, we
things
just,
instead
I
of
mean,
burned
there's
out.
so much, it's just the two of us. So, you know,
Mhm.
I have to try to get info to you to edit and get ready for the show. And I'm in always like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough material. I got to get her more. I got to get her more.
We have plenty of material.
And then it was funny the way we keep our files.
Oh, yeah, that took a minute to keep the organization where we
Uh
can
huh.
both function.
Uh huh. That we could finally agree upon. Because she does one thing and I do another thing. And she's like, well, I don't like the way you do that. And I'm like, I don't like the way you do yours. And we're like,
So we
well, how are we going to do
compromised.
it? that was
Compromise.
that was pretty funny, huh?
Oh, it's just one of those things that you gotta get used to when you're sharing a Word
Uh
document
huh.
and a cloud drive. You know,
Right.
how you save things and stuff really does impact how others do it.
Right.
And I'm not big on, once we've done the show, I'm not keeping the show notes. I don't have a reason to.
Right.
You like to keep receipts, and I'm like, yeah, but are we really going to use them again?
hmm Well, the funnier part was the one where the show notes are at the bottom for one thing, and on the other thing they're at the top. So I got to
Yeah.
pay attention to which dates, and she ultimately agreed that I was allowed to put the dates in there, which made me
Oh, yeah.
happy.
Dates are perfectly fine.
So that took a hot minute to fix that, but that was pretty
Yeah, but
funny.
it's a communication thing. But you know
hmm
what's funny is we know how to communicate and we know conflict resolution and coping
Right,
skills.
right, right. And we both are. I mean, the funny part is when we attempt to communicate and we don't understand one another, or we don't
Yeah.
understand the verbiage, and then I have to say to her, "Wait a second. You're talking to a 2007 Microsoft user. You're not talking 2025." So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It does make a difference.
yeah. So that is kind of an issue with some things that we're doing. But again,
Yeah.
it's both of us. We're trying to do some PowerPoint presentations. We're trying to make it entertaining in some respects. And as I said, the info that I'll send over to Crazy Bee, she will not necessarily even take a look at it. She might or she may not. And it could be a
9 times out
surprise.
of 10, I just add it to the show notes and say,
Right.
"Heck with it, we're covering it."
Yeah. And she'll just say, I'll be surprised when I bring it up on the screen. And then that's when you get her honest reaction to the material. Um, okay, it's all right. I don't care if you sleep
Oh,
till
my
9
family's
o'clock.
coming through the door.
No, he's moving around, but I think we're going to be asleep for a while.
I've got my family crowding in the room.
All right. Well, we'll call it a week. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with us. And it's going to be another wild week, I think, next week. But I will do my best to get him on the Misty Nini schedule. And we'll see what we can pull off.
Yep. So, with that, y'all stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, and we'll be back on Tuesday.
Tuesday. You keep thinking we're on a 4-day work week, and we're not. You're still hoping for a holiday. It's not happening, girl.
Everything.
Yep.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Crazy B. Thank you,
All
everybody.
right.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. All right. Bye.